is homicidal.
NPCs got no vitals.
They gawk
At crime,
but soon
they'll find
the
the
DM ends the cycle saving throw.
Which movie holds their eyes? These creatures will be their demise. TPK. They tree traps on the ground, make one wrong step. Wait, what's that sound? TPK.
Monsters are so burly, resistance makes them sturdy. The dungeon crawls a non-stop brawl, they waste their big spells early.
A lich would be too easy, a quick end would not please me. The slow descent into madness is payback for NPCs. It's the sovereign glue that makes the arrow stay in you. TPK. This party just rolled their saves, I guess today won't be the day. TPK.
I have
You see that Russia
explosive
had last week?
diarrhea.
I would like to point out that you said that live on stream.
That's why I said
Yeah.
you hear about that Russia had last week.
I really love countdowns in your accent because, like, 1 second we're in the teens, and all of a second you've just said 50, and my brain, like, is really confused for a second.
16, 50.
10, 9,
Are we live?
7,
Oh yeah.
6,
100,
5,
100, 100,
3,
1,000.
2.
million. We don't need
Billion.
physics where we're going.
Happy New Year from the League of Shadows.
Don't need physics, bro.
I mean, if you can make the peasant railgun work, we really don't need physics where we're going.
Yeah.
We're going, we don't need roads.
Apparently we don't need maths either.
Literally everything you're saying is just saying Russia to me.
Yeah.
Don't need physics, don't need roads, don't need math.
Did you know that the
Too
guy
Russia.
who was inside Barney the dinosaur is now a sex therapist and is basically makes a living healing women with sex?
Please tell me he still wears the costume.
What's his number?
I love you, you love me. Barney fucked you in this tree. That's a whole different show.
With a great big pound and a kiss from me to you.
Anyway, hello and welcome to Gaming Chaos.
We'll just casually begin the show.
This is going to be a
Just pretend none of that just happened.
Song.
Actually, oh my god, it's a tantric sex business, not a therapist.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry.
Look it up.
He definitely should still be wearing the suit.
It's probably very therapeutic.
Probably not purple anymore, but
Anyway, as always, my name is Jack, and I am joined by the Brit Squads, which means it can only be
Or-
time for D&D.
Who are all
Well, it could be time for other things. Barney's holding a session right now. We should.
yeah. This is going to be an absolute hectic session. I can just tell.
Barney's also a dungeon master.
Hey.
So, and the
Oh god, did you just post a quote?
Is that the actor's name?
Like, I just got a pop-up that said, when you go down on a woman orally, and that's all that showed in the little mini bar.
Well, that reminds me of any's ever seen the Reddit post that says I want somebody to speak French between my legs, and somebody just commented saying, "Oh, croissant."
I love that one.
And somebody just said,
Bonjour,
imagine,
Monsieur Penis.
imagine somebody just going down on you and shouting croissant.
Okay, I feel like I need to read this quote out. So, when you go down on a woman orally, unlike the other ways you can go down on someone,
Yep.
it should be just like saying grace, like blessing the food you're about to receive. Dear Heavenly Father, this pussy be fine, I'm going to tuck in, thank you. Would
I'm
probably
glad
not go down
someone
well.
finally said it.
Well, someone had to read it.
But you know what? Here's the full quote. It's good.
Oh,
it
we
just
need the
gets
full
better.
quote.
It just
Wait,
gets
there's more?
better too.
Oh god.
When
Oh,
you go down on a
oh,
woman orally,
I don't want
it
to
should
hear
be
you
just like
say
you're
those
saying
words out
grace.
loud. I
Like
don't.
blessing the food you're about to receive. No
You're
food
upset.
in the world can compare to the goddess nectar because spirit is involved. All I'm thinking of is the horse. Before you taste the goddess
That was a
nectar,
good-looking
if
stallion.
that's- Say grace. I would love women to understand how powerful that energy is.
The
That,
goddess nectar. I have never in
listen,
my life heard somebody
listen.
describe it as that.
Listen, it's still not as bad as the 2 sentences I came up with that you cannot get round.
Look,
At all.
Michi knows what I mean about the spirit.
Yeah.
I know you know.
That good dolphin pussy jelly shit.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Look, you get mad at me when I bring up the 2 sentences you created, so I don't know why you're bringing them up this time.
Because I'm not going to be the one that says them.
So anyway, Pinky, were you saying something?
Moist quivering lady gum.
Oh my god.
Apparently, according to this.
Oh, see, I thought you were talking about Daddy Waddy.
No, we don't talk about that.
Ah,
Hello
see?
and welcome to Gaming 10, and we have just been banned from Twitch.
Apparently, the article is about the guy who used to play Barney, defending his practice of having sex with his clients, while every other like tantric person weighs in and says that is like almost never happens. There's really no place for that. That should just be for people, not for clients. But no, not for Barney though.
So Barney is a predator, is what I'm hearing.
And apparently, the phrase that really cinched it all for me was when the client who found him on Tinder. The client found him on Tinder, I guess, advertising his business.
It's just prostitution with extra
Oh
sex.
my god.
Apparently,
I didn't know that was the guy that played Barney. I
Yeah.
totally expected him not to look like that. Well, how old is he? 58?
One person was in the suit and another person voiced him. So he's the guy in the
Okay.
suit, if I remember it correctly.
Why is it not the same person? What?
Because you wouldn't be able to get a voice out that suit.
Yeah, it's hard to talk in one of those suits.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it's
guy
true.
in the suit is controlling an animatronic that's moving the mouth.
Oh, so Bob West done the voice. That's what I'm saying. That voice just doesn't fit his face. That's why I was confused. I was like,
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
everyone's imagining Barney the dinosaur saying goddess nectar.
at this point, everyone
Trying not to.
You know what I'm
everyone
gonna
that
do?
Pinky,
You know what
everyone
I'm
that
gonna do?
Pinky's even ever talked to before is now banned from Twitch.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? You know how you can get the apps and you can make famous people say whatever the hell you want? Right? Gonna get the
Everyone-
app, and I'm gonna find one that's got Barney's voice right, and I'm just gonna make him say all this ridiculous stuff.
I will offer you one free ass kicking if you don't.
If I don't, okay. I'm gonna listen.
If you do, I will give you that ass kicking, but charge you. Because I know if you get that, it will
This
be
feels like
everywhere.
maybe a private kink discussion.
Your safe word is Barney's Funhouse. Right, anyway. Jack, do you want to move us along before I...
Just this, like, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might have had a stroke, and this conversation is not actually real.
Really? You had
Oh,
a
no.
stroke to the thought of
It's
Barney
real.
saying goddess nectar?
Everyone
just
who's
go
ever
back to-
even looked at the channel at this point is banned from Twitch.
Can we go back to the fact that Jack has just admitted to having a stroke live on air? Thinking about Barney the dinosaur saying goddess nectar?
I mean, you've admitted to having a stroke while listening to Jack, so it's only fair.
No comment.
Yeah.
We don't need a comment. You typed it out.
I did.
Anyway, in the last session,
Hello, everybody! Welcome to the show.
in the last session, there was a lot of travelling, and then they duly end a grung.
Was that not the session before?
That was the session before.
It's been so long.
That
Yeah,
was
what
like
was that
After
last
we
bit?
julienned the
Wasn't that
grung,
last-
Yeah.
we broke in and we killed a bunch of archers
We didn't
in the
actually kill.
courtyard. Well, some
we
of them
killed
ran
the-
away.
we defeated a bunch of archers anyway.
Yes.
One way or the
Um,
other.
And then we were about to have a long rest because we've been up for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you ain't getting a long rest. I need every single one of yous to roll perception.
Is this so I can perceive where to have my long rest?
Probably.
Is to perceive where I'm going to put my foot up your arse in a minute.
16.
Well, there's only really one place I can go.
Yeah, but he's got to
Um,
roll whether or not he's going in straight up and down or sideways.
Turn that sun bitch sideways and... Yep,
Well, I got 3.
yeah,
So-
I'm turning that sun bitch
Sideways.
Over 9.
I got an 18.
Let's see, 8.
D&D Beyond is betraying me. I'm trying.
Betrayal! Betrayal!
11 with the glitchiest dice roll I've ever seen.
Yeah, D&D Beyond seems to be acting up.
Yeah, it was yesterday too.
Everyone.
Did y'all just fall straight down to?
So, Sleepy, F, Para, and Evie. Y'all notice a change in your bags. Like something is now there and everything's moved around to accommodate it.
Dun, dun, dun.
My sack has grown, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about blue balls.
My sack is much fuller than it was a few minutes ago.
It's not.
I'm fucking choked on my vape.
It weighs like a pound. It's not like it's not like it's a massive thing or anything.
Oh my god, an extra pound in my sack does sound like
That's a
massive
lot.
Yeah.
lot.
Can I go into a dark room on my own and empty my sack?
We know you all just had a stroke, Jack, but the rest of us are still full up here.
Would any of you like to look in your backpacks and see?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna show
yeah,
everyone what's in my sack.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it out.
I got a dagger.
I got a dagger called a star piece.
Same.
Michi,
Yeah,
you don't know that
me
yet
too.
because you have not.
Oh, I don't know that yet.
You failed the
I
perception check.
pulled it out.
Yeah.
So yes,
I on the other hand have a star piece in my sack.
yes.
I also have a star
I
piece.
also have a star piece.
Yeah, me too.
Star piece.
I feel closer to all of you knowing what's in all of our sacks together.
We didn't plan this out, it just happened.
Oh, I did it.
Evil Scotsman and Michi, would you also like to check now that you've seen everyone else pull star pieces?
Yeah.
Don't try to get
I'll
it.
have
It's
a
not a
look.
star piece.
Yay, sack bonding!
This reminds me like in Yu-Gi-Oh! When they put their hands together with the smiley face.
Can we put all our sacks together and search it?
Yes, we should all put our sacks together.
Oh look, there's a long rest involved.
So, if anyone wants to know how the star piece works, I mean, there's meta knowledge there. I've written it down for you, but so your see if your characters know.
I
it
would like to bite
be-
it.
It would be an investigation check, not Arcana.
I'll
If that's something you want to do. Before you do that, though,
He says after I did it.
you would like to bite it. You say,
I would like to bite it.
go ahead and bite it.
Bite.
What is it made of?
It is made of star.
You're not the mimic anymore. Why are you trying to eat it?
Because I'm still the mimic, I'm just in a different body.
Okay.
I'm the same person.
It is made of a extraterrestrial metal-like substance. You cannot figure out what it is.
Xenomorph dick.
I'm gonna take it out of my mouth. Just another bug hunt.
So, investigation checks that have been rolled.
I got a 19.
Yep.
I got the same if you take 10 off.
Michi and Evie will both know what it does. You can put them together and you can transport into an extra dimensional pocket. Or you also gain the ability to use the spell Starfall, which for one person to use it would do 1d4 damage. However, everyone else can use theirs to power up. There are 6 of you, so that would be up to 1d20.
So what you're saying is, we take our things out our sacks and put them together.
And then we rain down on an unsuspecting
Make it
victim?
rain.
Yeah.
Make it rain.
What I'm hearing here is Group Bukaki.
Yes.
Michi's having flashbacks.
War flashback.
Again, I can hear the PTSD going fucking mad.
But you'll be on the other end of it this time.
What you will also know is in this high interdimensional pocket, time does not work normal. What would feel for you as like 10 years would actually be 1 second in the real world.
Hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
Do we age 10 years during that 1 second?
No.
Oh, okay.
How many of us have just died of old age?
Use age as you would in the real world.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Can Dragonborn grow a beard?
No, because Dragonborn don't have hair.
Yeah. I was hoping I could come out with some like Tom Hanks beard from like Castaway.
That wouldn't be able to grow one either.
Behold my star piece, calling it Winston. Wilson. Sorry, Wilson.
You've been watching Still Game, aye?
Me, no.
Isn't there a character in that called Winston? Yeah, he's
There
got
is,
I
yes.
have no idea.
one leg.
There's a-
Wilson, the volleyball.
One-legged.
Winston is the gorilla in Overwatch.
Of course.
It's also the fourth Ghostbuster.
We don't talk about him. So, we are in some sort of interdimensional hyperbolic time chamber, correct?
No.
We haven't done it. We could be.
You can place them together to make a complete star, and you would be transported to one, yes.
Yo, you guys want to rub tips?
I'll work mine out and
What's the benefit of doing that? Right
I
now?
don't know. Well, we just get our asses handed to us by a bunch of minions. Probably don't want to be around here for very long.
Right, but it's a second in the real world, so we're literally gonna be gone for 10 years and then come right back to this place a second later?
Training montage.
Like, yeah, like, I don't understand.
I was going to try not to say training one time because I've got the song stuck in my head.
I would like to point out any experience you gain in the hyperbolic time chamber does carry over to the real world. However, not the complete amount.
The fuck.
I don't want to have to unlevel a character. That would hurt.
So what we'll do is we'll get to level 40. Cover all our bases.
probably only need to get to like level 25 in that case. You lose 25%.
Listen, if we're breaking the level cap, I'm going all the way, man. I'm gonna I'm gunning for that.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna new game plus this shit.
What we'll do is we'll go into the hyperbolic time chamber and then rub tips again to go into a hyperbolic time chamber in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Are you
We'll
sure
be
that
there
would
for
work?
like ever. It doesn't matter if it would work. It could do the same thing as putting a pocket dimension inside another pocket dimension and rip a hole in the fabric of reality. But the
Wouldn't
thought of
touching
getting to
all the
level
tips
100,
together again just bring us back?
You don't know until you try.
It says to make a complete star, but there's a max of 7 for the spell, so what's the complete star? 6 or 7?
It's 6 in this campaign. It's because I might bring this into other campaigns that I use. Because the max of a standard roll is a D100 is the max normal you could do in D&D Beyond. I've made it a maximum of 7 pieces overall. But because there's only 6 of these, it is only 6 pieces.
You could have just let us stand there rubbing the tips together for an eternity, wondering why it doesn't work, not knowing we needed a 7th.
I did think about giving Ricine a piece to join yous, but no. So yes, are yous going to the pocket dimension, the hyperbolic time chamber?
Question: is it your plan for us to go to the time chamber?
Yes.
Okay. Well, because, like, I'm not really feeling the idea, but if that's exactly what you intended for us to do, I'm not going to ruin it for you.
That is all I've prepared for this.
Okay, I'll do it.
So hold on.
It's like
The
now.
plan is we go there and then Jack has nothing else and that's the session over.
well, no, because we can do a training montage.
And we go there and that's it. Session done. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you. Never.
Like, I don't want to fight this and break your spirit, so I'm in it. I'm in for it.
Let's just fuck them up and not go at all.
If you don't go, I'll just have to wing it the rest of the way, but
You're gonna have to wing it anyway once we get there.
As you guys all pull out your shard pieces to polish them, you trip and they bang together.
That's how it always
Oh
starts.
no! What are you doing, Step DM?
That's what they always say. It wasn't a mistake, it was a happy little accident.
You're gonna have them check sweet touch, so we're stuck there, and the session ends right there.
This is
I'm
more
gonna
of
hold
a-
out my dagger.
This is
and
more
wait
of a
for
sex
someone to
therapy
touch that
session and
for me.
not a D&D session.
I'll touch his tip,
I'll touch his tip
and
as
then
well
I'll
with
also
my
use
tip.
my star shard.
The goddess nectar is flowing.
I am slowly bending over while going, oh no, I dropped my star.
I hope some big
I
strong
hope somebody doesn't come up
elf doesn't
behind
come
me.
and clap my cheeks.
so 3 of you currently have your star pieces
Touching tips.
in. What about the other 3?
Do we all have the wind, water, heart? Alright, I'll touch my tip, Judy tips.
I also erect my tip.
F's just
Sleepy.
hoping for big boobied tabaxi girls when we get there.
That's the, isn't that what the other campaign is going to be?
That's literally all we're playing in ESO. So
I actually typed that. I don't know if anybody saw it.
We did. I actually commented.
I responded to it.
Everything scrolled away before I came back.
Sleepy?
There's like I'm like scrolling up. There's so much stuff.
Sleepy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in.
Okay. So you just create a
Actually, I
complete star.
put some of that stuff there.
You feel yourselves shrinking down.
Vin Diesel comes out and shouts family.
And have any of you watched Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yes.
I didn't see. We never saw that one, did we?
Or
What about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
well,
I think what he's saying is we're in the quantum realm.
yes, it is an experience very much like going to the quantum realm.
Because if there was a giant Rick Moranis, I would be very happy. I would be ecstatic.
See, if there was a giant Rick Moranis, it wouldn't be Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
The Spaceballs.
They caught the
No.
guy that beat him up, by the way.
Wouldn't be Space
Ghostbusters?
Jam
Good.
either.
Fuck that guy.
That was fucked up. Anyway.
It would be Seymour Krelborn.
Suddenly Seymour.
This session feels like the epitome of hurting cats.
Wasn't it a sign once? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, so quantum realm is
So, yous all make your way to the hyperbolic time chamber, and yous can't see each other. Not because of any size changing or anything. Michi,
Yeah.
we'll start with you.
Okay.
You see a stage.
Should I get up on it? I'm gonna get on the stage.
You going up on the stage?
Yes.
When you get up on the stage, the lights come on, and you see a crowd.
Are they cheering?
They are.
Oh my god.
You hear them going, marbles, 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 marbles.
Oh my god. I'm playing my loot like you have never looted before. It's so looty in here.
As you finish your first song, you see a demon pop up.
From the crowd?
No, just materialize in front of you.
Oh. Oh no.
Like trying to steal her spotlight?
He says, now you play pretty good loot, pal.
Yeah.
Give the devil his due. I bet a loot of gold against your soul, because I think I'm better than you.
Told you, should have went with the hurdy-gurdy.
Challenging me to a rock off right now?
Just fucking yodel. That'll shut him up.
fuck.
The demon pulls out a loot made of gold. And looks at you, waiting to hear whether you accept this challenge or not.
Please sing back and forth. No rolls.
You've got the massive advantage here because gold is a terrible choice for a musical instrument.
Maybe so, but it looks awesome.
I'll accept your challenge, Demon Man.
Okay.
That's me right now.
So yes, a fire flies out of his fingertips as he grabs a pick. And then a band of demons joins in. And I don't have like a guitar or violin or any instrument, so I'm not going to do that. And it sounds something like this, but
Does it sound something like We are never, ever, ever getting back together. Tell me the devil's playing some Taylor Swift or some shit.
The devil is playing oh, what's it called?
Beach Boys.
No,
Two Beach Boys.
All My Life by the Foo Fighters.
Oh, that would love to be.
Are you sure he's
Makes
not
you
doing?
believe in you.
And I will tell you right now, he doesn't do it very well.
All my life I've been looking for something, something never comes, never leads to nothing, nothing satisfies, but I'm getting close.
Michi, how do you respond?
Secret tunnel.
That was my jam.
You still replied with no more fucks to give.
You hear the crowd cheering, going marbles, marbles, marbles. And then as the demon goes to continue playing, you just hear loads and loads of booing. The devil has lost.
Oh shit, I'm so hyped right now.
He bows his head because he knew that he's been beat. He lays that golden loot on the ground at your feet.
I eagerly reach up for it.
You need to say the line. You need to say the line.
I don't think Michi knows the song.
Oh no.
What?
Do you know the song that Jack has been referring to?
Yeah.
Because the next line is
Oh God.
Devil just come on back if you ever want to try a game. Told you once, I'll tell you, I'm the best it's ever been.
No.
You left out the most important part, which is I told you once, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I know. I was.
I done told
Devil
you
went
once,
down
you
to
son of
Georgia.
a bitch. I'm the best there's ever been.
Johnny stroked his
That's not
cock.
good.
No, we stroked it hard.
But yes, Michi, you have survived. The devil went down to Georgia.
Yay.
He was looking to sell some green. He was in the best.
And you now have a golden loot. It sounds like shit, but it looks awesome.
Is it cursed or anything?
Nope, it's a loot made of gold.
Oh,
That's cursed with sounding like shit.
okay.
Evil Scotsman.
Sometimes. The rest of the time, I'm known as one cheat.
You
Yes.
are in a forge.
Nice.
Jordy before.
You are
Am I?
standing in front of an anvil.
You're both pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
There is one person to your left, two people to your right, and four people in front of you. Three sat down, and one standing
I'm
up.
telling you now, it will kill.
The man standing up
Continue.
goes, Bladesmiths. Under your sheets on your anvils is a piece of steel. What we want you to do is make your signature blade out of that steel. Now, your blade must be no longer than 15 inches, not including the tang, and no more than 18 inches, including the tang. Bladesmiths, you have a 20-minute design period starting now.
What do I have available to me?
You have a piece of 1080 steel, a piece of paper, and a pen to draw your design before you start forging.
You're on Forged in
Okay.
Fire. Congrats.
I know. It's great. I am going to design a Gladys.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to make.
The other bladesmiths, your competitors, one is making a competition chopper, one is making a big ass buoy, and the last one is making a camp knife.
A camp knife at 15 inches.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? That has ceased to be a knife.
Oh yeah. Could you roll a d20 for me?
I can, yes. Bear in mind, should I lose, I will kill everyone in this room. $18.
18.
Yes.
Your Gladius is on par with the competition chopper at this stage in the competition. You have beaten out the big ass buoy and the camp knife.
Well, they were both making knives. Don't take knives to a short sword fight.
And there was a big flaw in the buoy, which means they have been eliminated from the competition.
It will not kill.
Now you will be putting handles on your knives. Be aware that the tests are the ice block challenge to test the edge of your blade, and the steel drum stab to test the point.
Okay.
Bladesmiths, your time starts now.
Mahogany handle, obviously. Followed by a water quencher, an oil quench, reheating, an oil quench, reheating, an oil quench, and sharpening.
The competition knife is going with a green micarta. And the camp knife, the bladesmith has to fix a warp in the blade and is going to do a burn in tang with a piece of
That's because he's a moron.
with a piece of elderwood. Can you give me a d20 to see how much better than the others you are?
All the better. They don't appear to be tampering their blade, which means as soon as it stabs something, it's going to break. 15.
You do realise that in Forge and Fire, the first round is where you like temper your blade usually.
Mm-hmm.
We're now in the second round.
And how many have you seen break because they didn't do it enough? There's always time for more tempering.
Yes, but you can always go too far and make it brittle instead.
That's why you do a couple of water ones in there.
But yes, your blade comes out the nicest. Your blade is in the best condition. And the camp knife, the competitor who made the camp knife, they have a critical failure where their blade snaps in half.
Told you.
You're automatically through.
Awesome. Just gonna laugh out.
So you're in the final round. Now, what you have to do is let me find a picture of it for the benefit of anyone who may have never heard of one. You're to make a green dragon blade. I'm just kind of hoping that... Oh, it's the green dragon crescent blade. Now I will post this in Discord. That is not a green dragon crescent blade. That is my car.
I can't make the car.
It's a good thing that's the last picture that you had copy pasted. That could have been awkward.
There we go.
You know what? See the last thing I copy pasted. It's funny as fuck though. It's a gift. But honestly, it's the funniest thing.
And then I will also put it in Discord. Not Discord, on the stream.
Yeah.
Did put it on Discord.
I meant to say on the stream.
Say, JV, see if this works, right? It's so funny. Oh, the gift's not working. Oh no.
So yeah,
Didn't work.
for those of you watching on the stream, this is the blade. And the Discord is to make. Now, any of you who
Didn't look until after Sleepy posted his, and I was very confused.
It is.
Can I make that one instead?
No, I mean, you can, but I doubt it will kill.
Oh, trust me, it'll kill.
So,
That's a lot of damage.
Like,
so
people
the
fix
host
that.
pulls the cover off of the Green Dragon Crescent Blade and says, "This is what you're making, the Green Dragon Crescent Blade. It is known." I can see that it will kill. Gif, yes. Points out it was the historical blade used by Guan Yu in the Three Kingdoms era of China, made popular by the hack and slash video game Dynasty Warriors. You have 5 days.
Okay.
So,
Obviously, I'm just going to make it.
are you just going to make it fairly standard, or are you going to give it some changes, some nice touches? Make it out the
I'll make it look nice.
steel or coloured steel or...
Oh, no, nothing. I'll make it green, obviously. But on that, just pretty much as that picture shows.
Cool.
I'm also going to make it a returning weapon.
What? That's fine. So you return to the... You return to the forge to test your weapon. Copy image. What what the other person comes back with is this. Their take on it. Now the first test. Doug swings at a ballistics gel torso. He is trying to do as much damage to the body as he can, and then goes for a decapitation. The I've seen that gif before. F, yes. Yes. Doug takes a swing and it does okay damage to the body of the ballistics gel body, but fails to decapitate it. It was not sharp enough. Could you give me a d20?
Would you believe that I rolled on that 20 without looking? $16.
You manage it. The next test, you are 1 up on the tests. The next test is the strength test. They are going to put it into a machine that will propel it forward into a shield to see how it holds up against being battered off of a shield. Your blade is first this time. Give me a d20 to see how it holds up.
That is a 12.
The edge takes some damage. It does start to roll, but it's structurally sound. Nothing a whetstone won't fix.
It's also returning to my hand after every throw.
Well, it's not being thrown. It's in a machine that like swings it forward.
Propulsion. You said it was being propelled forward.
Yeah, like
No.
It wouldn't be returning to your hand. Like, it's
Yes, it
being
would.
used by the judge. Well, like, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be taking it back from the judge.
He's like,
That's why I put a shot.
hey,
That's mine. I didn't get it off him.
That and the
Mate.
+1 damage.
but yes, it holds up. It passes the strength test. Like I said, a wee bit of rolling of the edge, but nothing a whetstone won't fix. Your competitor's one is now loaded into the contraption. And is swung. It breaks. You have 1 forged in fire. You get a check for 10 grand and the title of Forged in Fire champion.
Keeping the weapon.
The judges now ask you to surrender your weapon.
I will hand it over.
You hand it over?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You hand the weapon over to the judges.
I do indeed.
You see them you see one of them looking at it. and he seems to mutter something. And they all shake your hand.
So, just undone the returning weapon, didn't it?
Yes. I mean,
I'll
it's forged in
shake their
fire.
hand.
They've got to put them up on the wall to show all the winners.
That's fine. That's fine. Doesn't. It's not as if I can only do 2 of them a day. Sorry, 3. I can do 3 of them a day now. That's fine. See how it is.
Kind of sounds like it might not be fine.
I'm wondering whether I should put my shields on and just go ham. No, I have won the Forge and Fire. Go me. Callisto can high five me while rotting slightly.
So, as you leave the forge, you are approached by the judges. They give you your weapon back. They have reactivated the incantation. They said it was, they noticed what you did, and it was so they could create a replica for the wall.
I will hand it and cancel the thing anyway. I can't use it. It's a strength-based weapon. I never wanted it. It was just the fact that it cancelled my incantation. I was like, yeah, no, I have no problem with them taking it. I can't fucking use it.
They say very well and take it back into the forge.
I mean, you could have brought the nice returning +1 weapon back for one of your friends who used strength. Just saying.
I have a bevy of weapons for strength users, including halberds, great swords. Like, I've got you covered.
Yes, but how many of them are green?
Any one that I want to be. I can make them green.
So, next will be Evie.
Alrighty.
You see a door in front of you with someone standing in front of it.
Do I recognize this someone?
No. But everything about them tells you that they are friendly.
I'll say hi.
Hello. I have a challenge for you.
What's the challenge?
In this room behind me are many, 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 many plushies.
I feel personally attacked.
And amongst these plushies is a live animal. If you can find a live animal, you can keep it. If you cannot, you get the plushies.
That's the most easiest thing ever.
Okay. What's the live animal?
Ah, no, I cannot tell you that, because then you will just look for it.
Is the live animal under some type of spell that makes it not move?
No.
It's just lazy.
Okay, like yeah, like I'm just like, why would I not just look for the moving thing?
Because the plushies are under a spell, so they move.
Ah. All right, I accept the challenge.
Just look for the one that's not moving.
Look for the butthole.
Right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna pull out some food, I'm gonna sit on the ground and just try to eat my food in peace, and miraculously, animal.
Solid fucking plan.
Alright, I'll go in
Right, you go in.
and
And you see a room that seems to span forever. You see a back wall. It's quite a ways away.
just wall to wall plushies.
Mm-hmm. And across the center of the floor. And yep, everywhere you look, plushies.
This is how I want to die. I guess I'll start searching. Do I need perception rolls? How am I doing this?
Yes, perception rolls. What's your tact? Are you just going to stand in the middle, turn around, and hope that you can see off in the distance, or are you going to like walk around the wall and in a bit and round and in a bit and round?
Are the animals that like the plushies? Are they like moving around, or are they just wiggling?
They're moving around. It looks very natural.
But like they're moving. Like if I were to pick one up and put it down somewhere, would it relocate itself?
Yeah.
Okay, so that won't work.
Would you like to roll perception on the room in general?
Sure. Yeah. I'll do a general one right now. 12.
What you notice is that everything is staying within quadrants or like sections. So while they are moving around, they're only going so far and then doubling back around. Almost
Okay.
as if for them there's an invisible wall.
Has this animal been cursed or anything to not come to me when I call? Like, is it viewing me as an enemy, or is it just kind of naturally just walking around?
It's just chilling.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask the animal if it'll tell me where it is. Beasts can give me information about nearby locations. And they might perform a small favor for me. So I'm gonna try and talk to it and see if it'll tell me where it is, and I'm gonna ask it to come to me.
Hold on.
Did you forget I had Speak with Animals?
No, I'm just double checking there was no what is it? No caveats. Like I know animal friendship has got to be if it's 4 or higher intelligence, the spell fails, or it must succeed a wisdom throw. You know what I mean? I would just make sure there's no caveat.
I don't see anything on my version of it.
Nah. I was also checking range. Yep, so it hears you and it calls back. I cannot tell you where I am. That would be cheating.
Worth a shot.
Quipper.
It's a cat. It's definitely a fucking cat.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's a cat, all you gotta do is try to open a can. It will come from wherever it's at.
All right. Okay, so how many quadrants are there in the room that I can tell?
4. 'Cause
Okay,
the
if I
quadrants-
move one of the fluffy things to another quadrant, does it stay in that quadrant or does it try to return?
it tries to return.
God damn it.
Is it able to get past the invisible wall?
It can go through one way but not the other.
Oh,
So it can come back?
So if you take one, it cannot leave a quadrant or on its own. It can be taken
Right, but-
out of a quadrant, but it will go back in. The things to keep those at the invisible wall around the quadrants is to keep them in. But obviously they can be taken out.
What's just asking is if you take one out of one quadrant and put it in another quadrant, can it go back to the original quadrant?
Yes, it actively tries to get back to the original quadrant.
But you said there was an invisible wall that it couldn't go through.
It can't leave through it. It can come back in through it.
So if you put it in a second quadrant, it can't go through that wall.
Yeah, it can.
It's a one-way wall.
Okay.
It's like a semi-permeable membrane. Thing can pass through one way but not the other.
Are there two walls? Or like if I were to pick up the one next to it and throw it over the wall?
The same thing would happen. It would go back.
Look, it's very simple. Just try to rub everyone's belly. The one that mauls your arm is the real one.
Tell it you've put something perilously on the very edge of a table. That'd be a real shame if someone were to knock it off.
I'm going to say there is a much easier way of completing this than you're making it.
Well, I was trying to figure out if I could clear an area and then just start yeeting things back into the area so I could check them one by one and not lose track, is what I was trying to figure out.
So, the plushies move. Yes.
Yeah.
As will the animal.
Right.
But the animal will still act like an animal. The plushies will just move. That's the only clue I'm giving you.
It's going to turn out there's some big fuck off massive bear sitting in the middle of the room, miles above the plushies and that.
No. I can tell you that this animal is roughly about the same size as the plushies.
Okay, I'm gonna wild shape into like a dog and just sniff the animal out.
Okay, that works. Roll me at the 20.
$18.
Due to the number of plushies you have to make your way through, it takes you 18 minutes to find it. But you do indeed find the animal.
Do I now have to catch it, or does this count as just getting it?
You now have to catch it.
Great. What is the animal?
It's a cat.
And now that it seen you as a dog, it will never trust you ever again.
So you can't catch it.
Okay. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna end wild shape, and I'm gonna try animal friendship on it. It's a wisdom save of 14.
Yeah, it fails.
Okay, I'm gonna convince it that I mean it no harm and try to get it to sit still while I pick it up.
It does. It sits
'Kay.
still. It lets you pick it up.
Woohoo! I have a cat. It's gonna scratch me, isn't it?
No. You have caught the cat fair and square. The cat
I have a
is
cat.
now yours.
This is my cat. I want you to know it was a really hard decision about whether or not I wanted that football field worth of plushies more than I wanted a cat.
Do you not have a bag of holding?
Not in this one.
I thought everyone had a bag of holding.
No.
You
No,
could just
that's-
stole them.
only
the other-
one
campaign?
person found one in that wine storage room. I feel like it was you.
Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah. You didn't make them for anyone else. So no, I do not.
Yeah.
Para. Para.
Sleep. Wait, was he answering or was it just us echoing back from his microphone? No, that was me echoing.
Damn, he was awake when we were talking about Barney sex.
Yes. Sorry, my fucking shit tripped out there. Here it is.
It is you now.
Hello. Oh, no worries. Can you hear me, but is that alright?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright, cool. Awesome.
You find yourself near a cliff.
Jump. I'm gonna.
And there is a wee path that takes you down to a beach.
Okay.
And you see many, many creatures that look like I've spawned them in Minecraft.
Okay. Friendly or non-friendly?
They haven't even noticed you yet.
Yeah, but are they friendly or non-friendly?
I mean, that solely depends on how you act and what you do.
I want to just take the path down to the beach. And... Yeah.
Yes, you see many, 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 many semi-aquatic creatures.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
They have a caudal fin extending from behind the head to the vent.
Yep.
Their
Yep.
heads are wide. Their eyes are lidless. Their limbs are underdeveloped and possess long, thin digits. 3 pairs of external stalks originate behind their heads. And they look derpy as fuck.
Yes, they do.
Oh my god.
You have found a group of thanks a lol.
Thanks a lot.
Mhm.
Love it, love it. Can I pet these? Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I want to touch.
Yes, you can.
Yep. And can I keep one?
You can indeed feed one.
Hell yeah. I want to make friends with it. And
Do you?
they can survive out of water, can't they?
Yes. I mean, obviously, a real life axolotl would need to go back to water.
Sure, I can make that happen.
Would struggle to survive outside of water, but yes, in D&D they do indeed survive outside of water.
I want to keep one as a pet.
I'm going to need you to roll in Discord for me.
Yeah, no worries. What do you want me to roll?
A D5.
Okay.
And then after that, a D2.
Oh, do I need to do the actual roll?
You
2 for the D5.
2 for the D5.
And the D2, I got a 2 as well.
You manage to get a small pink one.
Fuck yes! The best kind. Can it stay perched on my shoulder the whole time?
It can.
Then I'm going to be walking about with the thanks a lot on my shoulder.
Do you know much about Thanxolotls?
No. Other than they're fucking adorable.
Roll nature for me. See how much you actually know about them.
Yeah. No, jet roll, I got 6.
You know nothing of fact about a Thanxolotl, except that there is legend of a warrior who broke his own arm, hitting one with a great hammer.
Okay.
Are you... Oh, I forgot to ask Evie something, just when I was going to ask you a question here. I will ask both of you at the same time. Are you... Yep. What you gonna
Yeah.
name it?
Oh.
What does it look like? Do I get to choose what it looks like?
Yes. Yeah, you can choose what yours looks like.
Okay. It's gonna be all black, and I'm gonna name it Pumpkin. It's gonna be a Halloween kitty. I'm gonna make it little bat wings to wear. It's gonna be the bestest.
I think F has broke his computer.
I just found the perfect name for one. Because of the way they act and stuff when they're in water, I'm going to call it Professor Head Bobber.
Professor Headbobber.
Yeah.
I got a cat and a dog today.
Hell
It's
yeah.
been the best day.
Oh, what's he typing? He got disconnected.
Got eaten by the thing so loud.
Dale, why'd you let your thanks-a-lot'll eat F?
Well, I'm still here.
Nice.
No, the thanks a lot.
It's,
Ate the evil Scotsman.
yeah,
I thought it was F that was having issues.
No, that was just I tried to download something and the drive had to spin up, so it went bling. It was blinging.
Bling.
There we go. Can hear you now.
Because I tried to close the tab before it was done.
So, Para,
Yes.
what are you doing now?
I'm gonna lie in the
Okay.
warm sand and soak up the rays for a little bit. You know, maybe make a few sand angels, make a wee sandcastle, enjoy it, and then head back up the path.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Sleepy,
Yes.
you see
What's up?
yes, F, that is exactly what I was using for that. Sleepy sent me.
That's what I was trying to save when it was blank because it's a PDF file.
It shows you.
Dude, kitty. Just baby.
Hey, ciao,
I've tried to upload that cat before you said you wanted a black one. I was like, that just makes it better, but it wouldn't send.
Para, I'm going to send you the stat block for a thanks a lot,
Yeah, no worries.
since you now have one.
Yes. Hell yeah.
You want to have a look at I think one of its things, the thing called reactive scales. Be glad you didn't attack it.
Why would I attack him? No way.
Because look at it, it deserves it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah! Hold on. Reactive skills. Oh. Okay.
It's also classed as a small dragon.
Hell yeah. Adorable.
See, it's called Dungeons and Dragons for a reason. Gotta have a dragon in there somewhere.
Where's the dungeon?
He's been in some dungeons.
I think me, she made one in a bar hotel.
What?
Big deal, but
So Sleepy, you see
Yes.
a room of people.
Okay. I will go up to the people.
That sounds like it's the worst.
I'm already stressed out.
trousers are falling down, and
0 out of 10 would not do again.
Looking for new pairs of pants.
And one of them, well, in fact, all of them, however, you don't, I'm just going to tell you this straight up. All of them are people that previous characters of yours have had relations with. So I don't need to remember every single one of them.
so his ex. A dwarf couple.
Yeesh.
I think that's it.
Was there not more?
Not from my campaigns.
I mean, there's sort of.
Fish was included in that.
Oh, was it? I missed that.
I vaguely remember there being more.
That was just all in one campaign. Was that the only time it happened? No.
He only let his freak flag fly in one campaign.
As one person.
I played my character.
I'm actually
Right now, as it stands, Evie has a higher body count.
I could live with that.
No, Michi. Michi has the highest body count.
I mean, are you counting the bukkake?
I don't think the book.
Because that's
Good one,
not
right?
fair.
That don't count.
Okay. What about the multiple people in that bar?
All right, that number was not explicitly described, so
Just it
I
was.
mean, she took 5 people to explore their bulges, but that doesn't necessarily mean she fucked 5 people.
exactly. We're playing Super Smash Brothers Melee, actually.
There was some smashing going on, yes. If I remember
That
correctly,
Jezebel was butterball naked.
Yep. They're trying to get me. You were very explicit in the fact that you slept with all of them because me and F were standing outside and you said that we could hear. So, yes, those 5 put you at the highest body count.
Wait, who are her other bodies?
I was counting the bukkake.
You can't count the bukkake!
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't count the bukkake. She still get the highest body count at 5.
There was no penetration in the bukkake. It doesn't count.
Exactly.
You have 2 different types of Tourette's.
She didn't even do any of the work.
Grail. Yeah, so as it stands, it's Michi has the highest body count.
Fine, I'll be working on that.
You
Look,
already are.
I'm working on that horse.
I know you are.
I'm only sitting at 5, and that's only if you count the time I wore Jack's pair of pants. So.
I think that should count because there was definite penetration.
And well, you did shit in his mouth.
And Sleepy, there's also one called Sean.
Who the fuck
Okay.
Sean?
Sleepy, why didn't you tell us about Sean?
Well, you know, you don't talk about your exes like that.
Did you just make up Sean because you need there to be a certain amount of people that fuck Sleepy right now?
No. Because it's an NPC, I believe his brother-in-law said he had ready for such a situation.
For
Oh,
this
dude.
specific situation?
You see, you're so lucky.
I
You're
believe
lucky it's not like Tom, because Tom has the body count of everyone in his party. Jack is in the same boat.
Wait, what do you mean everyone in the party?
Purple worms. Jack and Tom fucked all y'all. Poor Jimmy.
Don't want to know.
But no, there was one week I said I wasn't going to be able to DM. And Sleepy's brother-in-law said he would do it. And I said make sure if, Death by Snooze, he said I've got Sean, it's all good. That's where Sean came from. It's up in the chat somewhere. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so what's going on with all these people?
They are all standing around. waiting for the door to open. When the door opened, I assume you have opened the door and walked in.
Yeah, I've approached them.
The light turns on, they all shout surprise.
Aw. I am surprised.
And then they all throw something in a bowl.
Is it a key party? Guys, it's a key party.
These are the condoms you should have used.
Oh no. No. Okay. I guess I dig one out the bowl, see what the hell it is.
How many people did we establish there was?
5.
Roll a d5 for me.
They're betting who gets to go first, aren't they?
Oh.
Uno mas.
You got
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go behind Fish and I'm gonna give him the old.
You can return the reach around favor.
I'm sorry, I have to go, man, because I'm hungry. I'm reaching for that good old fish sticks.
You okay, Fish?
You like fish sticks?
Fish head, fish head.
as you're giving the reach around. Hex comes up behind you and starts giving you the reach around.
Oh my.
Does that mean Hex is wearing a strap-on?
You know, despite everything that we talked about at the beginning of the session, I didn't think we'd end up in a very well-defined gangbang of Sleepy. Like, I don't know why I didn't think that, but I didn't think we'd end up here.
There's two things I associate with Sleepy and D&D.
Gangbangs?
And drinking.
Getting drunk and sleeping with NPCs.
Sleepy, your next character has to be teetotal and against sex completely.
Like a nun. You gotta be a nun.
I'm gonna be an asexual whore.
You're the horniest. Are you kidding me?
Has anyone read Convent of Hell?
I have
I
not.
have not.
Okay, never mind.
I have read a book where this guy went into another world that was like hell inside of a woman's vagina.
Oh no, there's a comic series called Convent of Hell, and it's this like really remote convent, and Satan opens up a portal into it, and all of the nuns just go like fuck crazy, and they like suck men's souls out of their cocks so that they can get younger. And
Damn.
they're all like lesbianing it up, and Satan's just like in charge of the convent, and the Catholic Church is sending these men with like specially blessed penises to try to kill them.
What's the name
It's
of the comic?
fucking wild.
Suddenly, everyone's typing Coven of Hell.
Hold on, I'll see if I can find it, and I will send links if I can find it again.
Sleepy.
Yeah. I'm here.
Oh god. It's
So yes, Hex started giving you the reach around.
I don't know what to say. It's all I could have asked for.
And and Sean starts making his way over. wearing nothing but a bow tie.
No, it's not around his neck.
It's round his neck. For now. With a tray in his hand with drinks.
You're killing me, Jack.
Found it.
I mean, I'm obviously gonna drink.
And what do you drink?
We're
For
just there to.
the cup has a set amount of liquid in it, but it changes depending on what it is you wish to be drinking.
Seaman.
No, no,
Cold seaman.
no, no.
Okay,
No.
slutty cock soul sucking nuns are now in the Fruit Squad channel.
I want a martini. It's been a while since I had one of those. That'll work.
You hear the glass say to you, "Shaken, not stirred for you, my friend."
There you go.
And yes, now with almost everyone over there, the dwarf couple make their way over. And
Saving it for later.
That way everybody can find it.
Right. For my own sake, have the dwarf couple just had a fight?
yes.
Does he have knives
Oh.
in him?
Does he have what?
Yeah. How's he
Knives.
looking?
No, because my trap grung wasn't there.
No, she was throwing axes.
The dwarf.
No.
Oh
Yeah, axes.
He has one in him. In his spleen.
Only one? If it's only one, there's obviously wasn't a big fight.
No, only just started.
Yep. So, Sleepy, now when you die, can I have all your stuff?
I'm gonna be stuck in this place forever. I'm gonna die of dehydration.
So, Sleepy,
Mm-hmm.
who are you going for first?
Well, first I'm gonna do the obvious thing, and I'm gonna dig into my sack and pull out my potion of speed. And drink my potion of speed, so I have haste cast on me.
Okay. So you're going to be going like the Energizer Bunny.
That's right.
Feel like everyone's really quiet now because they're all reading the comic.
I can't. I'm having to open it one page at a time, and apparently pages are hidden.
Roll for me a 1d20.
Okay.
Pretty sure you have to start from the bottom.
I thought as much. Oh my.
A 10.
10.
Yep, a 10.
So, yeah, it's going to be quite a while you're there.
That was the hour count.
That was the year count.
Hours.
You never answered my question.
What? Who did? Who didn't? What
You?
question? What question?
Does that mean that Hex is wearing a strap on?
Yes.
Oh god. So you can't even get out of it by finishing her off, man. That's brutal.
Whatever happens, happens.
And what with Hex being behind you, I'm gonna need you to start rolling some damage.
What you need me to roll?
Gonna hurt.
Wait, does Hex not have a penis?
No, Hex is female. No, Tex. No, Hex.
Hex
No.
Hex was daddy in your
You're right.
campaign.
You're right.
Mhm.
The Hex isn't there.
No, is it?
It's Tex.
Is it Tex?
Because I very much sat on his lap and felt his bulgy
Yeah, no.
bulgy.
No, it's Tex. That's my bad. Because Hex was male. Yeah, Sleepy slept with. Was it Tex that you slept with?
I think it was Dex.
It was Dex.
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 Okay.
There we
So
go.
it's Dex in the room with a strap on.
So yes, what was Scotsman? Do you remember what the damage you made him roll was?
I do. It was 1d6 for every thrust.
That's a lot.
That's a lot for about 10 hours.
Yes, he was given the choice at 9 to stop, and he did not. All in all, I capped it like fall damage,
Okay.
max 20d6.
Right.
By then, his anus would have been. Well, for him, it was his hips. He had his hips broken.
Okay. Roll a d6 for every hour.
Wow,
You
she's
can
going really
survive that.
easy on you.
Well,
40
it's standing.
damage. Do. Yay. I have 2 failed death saves. The way I would have wanted it.
So, Sleepy,
Yeah.
you're down.
Yeah.
But that is all right. Because
Tex ain't stopping. What the?
because
Oh my god.
Archdruid magic reaches even to the hyperbolic time chamber. And when yourself, Para, and Michi were off on your own quests,
Yeah.
you also did do some side missions for the Archdruid. So your next 3 resis for anyone in the party are paid for.
Nice.
However, you do only come back with 1 HP.
I can live with that.
After having seen you die by Snoo Snoo and then reanimate, the mood has been significantly killed.
Would they not just think he was like a sex god?
No, they now think he's a zombie.
And that's stopping me.
It's stopping them from including him for now, until they're convinced otherwise.
Boo. I'm gonna sadly leave.
I mean, you could convince them otherwise if you wanted to stay.
Shouldn't have.
Below. I can do it.
This whole party was for me.
Kicked out of your own game.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals so I can talk to these assholes. 'Cause they're obviously not people.
And what you gonna say?
I'm gonna say, I hope they all get chlamydia.
You know, it's funny you should say that.
I'm
When he
listening.
say we're gonna make it clap, that's not what he meant.
There goes that last hit point.
Everybody involved did indeed.
Good.
You were involved.
Everybody's got AIDS.
Well, that's it for me.
There was
Turn.
a quaint level.
That's the end of that session, guys. Thanks, man.
No, it's F's turn.
End on AIDS.
F.
There was a quake level when you shot the giant. It was like a giant kitchen, and when you shot the CD player, it would play that song.
Hey, F.
Oh God, what could possibly happen after that?
You take off your hood and find yourself with two dwarves. And John Nicholas is first.
Unfortunately, F, yours is rather tame.
You put these in the wrong sequence. You should have ended with that.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I just realised F's a warlock. There's no gangbang, it's a one-on-one with his patron. Oh. F, I hope your patron's not big.
My patron is a genie.
Oh shit.
F. Do you enter the room in front of you? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay. My PC didn't die, that's fine. Do you enter the room in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. You encounter yourself.
Oh, no. Things are about to get weird.
It's just masturbation. It's okay.
You see targets on the wall. The mirage of you challenges you to competition.
Need to beat myself.
Told you it's masturbation.
It was good now. I would have the other one.
He says,
Well, I win either way, though.
the challenge is to destroy more targets than your reflection.
See, when he said his patron was a genie, this was all I could think of.
Yeah.
I didn't think we could find something more cursed today. Wow, that's something.
So after you accept the challenge,
Yes, I accept the challenge.
there are 12 targets, and you only get 12 shots. most destroyed wins. Now these targets have been created by your deity, and they can only be destroyed one way. Actually, Word of Radiance. No, yes, it's an Eldritch Blast Off.
I mean, I do have Word of Radiance.
No, I seen it. And I thought it would throw you off. Yes, no, it's an Eldritch Blast Off. Each target has an AC of 20.
Okay. Because the first thing I was thinking of, do I have any large AoEs before he says it can only be. I can't be. But no, he thought of it first.
So you're.
Then I gotta start rolling.
Hold on.
Rolling. What is my other plus?
It is a +8. It's a cantrip at the top of your spell list.
What in the world is happening?
What is
I have no idea.
No idea.
Is someone using the grinder?
Yeah, I know. Sounds like it.
That would have probably been me. I didn't realize it was coming through that loud. My apologies.
what was it?
Are you grinding
Would
herbs?
you, no, it's not a grinder.
What was it?
Would you believe it's 3 cobalts in a trench coat?
Actually, I would.
It's not 3 cobalts in a trench coat. It is actually 2 combs that I'm rubbing together.
It sounded like a fingernail, like on a zipper.
Probably.
No, it is 2 combs that I'm rubbing together before brushing my beard.
So, F, can I get your first shot at the target?
Hold on a second. I thought it.
He fired and he missed 2 times.
The Mirage did fire and miss.
2 times?
One quick question, because it's not technically Eldritch Blast. Do I get my extra 3 damage from Genie's Wrath, or just the Eldritch Blast?
Just the Eldritch Blast. They have 1 HP,
Okay.
but a 20 AC.
Oh, I thought they had 20 HP.
No, AC.
Okay. All right.
But you need
I got that better.
you need
I
a
heard it.
20 to hit.
I have a question,
Yes.
just for clarification. Does he have 12 shots of Eldritch Blast? Or can he cast Eldritch Blast 12 times?
12
It's
shots.
It's four castings, isn't it?
Well, right now his Eldritch Blast has 2 beams, so I wasn't sure if he meant that by the 12 shots he could cast Eldritch Blast 12 times, which would give him 24 beams.
No, 12 beams.
Okay.
$20.
You're up 1-0.
21.
2-0.
Oh, come on. That one sat there on the 19 and then flopped over to a 1. That's not fair.
Oh,
A 9.
still 2-0 up.
And another 1.
Oh,
Another one.
2-1.
Another 1. 3 in a row. 3 ones in a row. What the hell?
After 5 shots, the score is currently 3-2. No, 2-1.
18, and we're even. How many are we on now? I lost count.
That's a hit. That is
It was
6.
yeah.
That
2
is
hits,
6.
and 3 ones, and then the 10.
That is 6 shots down.
Oh, my God.
2 all.
19.
19.
Yeah. 8 is 27.
27.
Roll number 9. 15. Roll number 10. 28, not 20.
2 more to go. It is currently 4-4.
14.
Oh, not 20.
Twice.
So we are on the
4.
penultimate. We're on the last shot. The Mirage is currently winning 5-4. And has won 5-4. Because you got a 4, which makes a 12.
Yeah.
So did they.
3 ones in a row. Did not help.
2 20s in a row, though.
No, only one.
I think D&D Beyond is a little broken right now.
No, it's casting and it's rolling the 2.
Did it show 2
Yep,
20s?
your last
Oh, that's
rolls were
weird.
12, 12, 20. Oh, wait a minute. Jack, were you rolling via
Yeah, I was rolling
his
via
page?
his page as well, yeah.
Okay, that'll be why.
Ones rolled with the everlasting rhyme were me. Basic black were F.
Oh, call him basic after kicking his ass.
No, that's the name of the dice.
Done. Interesting.
So yeah, F.
Yeah.
Your patron is not happy that you lost to an imitation of yourself.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna run over. I'm gonna cast Mending on all my mirrors targets and put them back together. Because I'm a satyr. And I'm tricky like that. Oh look, it's 4-0.
Hold on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know what?
What?
The coin flip says that worked.
You played yourself.
Literally.
Yeah, you were going to have a fate not unlike Sleepy's. Having won the Eldritch Blastoff, you're granted a boon by your patron deity. Now, once per long rest, which you seem to take every 5 minutes, so just in perpetuity, you can cast Eldritch Blast. There's an instant hit.
Ooh.
And does double damage.
Nice.
Magic Missile Eldritch Blast.
Yes, for 2d10 plus 8 damage. Well,
Nice.
Well, whatever he rolls doubled, to be fair, but still. It essentially works out at 2d10 plus 8.
Sure.
But yes, after you've all done that, everything dissolves and you find each other.
Do we all need touch tips again?
Before yous do, yous feel your strength bolstering. You feel refreshed, as if you've just had a long rest. And also, anyone who has had death saves in the past, you're back to 0.
Yay!
I'm shocked that after you said you feel like you had a long rest, no one said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Let's celebrate with a long rest." I was
That's
waiting.
because I'm gonna wait till we're out of here, and then we can have one.
And
I was waiting
while you
for
are
it to
having
happen.
your long rest, you all get a level up.
Chlamydia.
Just sleep.
Now you all level up.
Level 6.
Level
Wait, did
4.
you say?
Part 2.
Did you say you all?
Oh yeah, you are all level 6. Para, you didn't level up the last time, by the way, so
Yeah,
you
no.
get 2 levels up. Because you got a level up in the like for while you were on your mission.
Oh yeah, I got a new petting. Yeah, figure out which one of these to do.
And while you're leveling up, just going to say, I'm assuming it is probably just Hathian and yourselves that are watching, because that's usually the case for a D&D stream. But this will be the last session of this campaign for a while. We'll be hopefully picking it back up in the near future, but due to my own personal life, health and work based, basically, I'm going to have to take a break from running the session. If everyone else is still playing on a Sunday after this, if I'm available, I will be joining. But I do look forward to coming back and picking this campaign up where we leave it off in the future. Should the rest of the players wish to do so, which is actually kind of why I brought you to the hyperbolic time chamber. It's a nice, easy, safe place to leave your players, to leave your characters until that time.
No worries. The drama.
That is not a problem.
Yeah, we good, man.
You look after yourself first.
Exactly.
Aye.
Exactly.
like, see, going into work, like, because I've been working Mondays, like, the past few months now, and going in at 10:30 when I've been going to my bed at 6 o'clock, and the bloody roasting heat, man, I've just been done.
Dead.
Mate, it's fucking dire.
Especially when I work, like, the Saturday, Sunday. On
I
top
do
of
have
it.
one question though.
Yes.
That 10 grand, was that in gold or platinum?
That's gold.
I have 11,000 gold.
Did you think I was giving you 10,000 platinum?
I was hopeful. I'm gonna go buy a fucking horse.
I am nice, but I am not that nice.
So, yeah, that's. You need to look after yourself. That is what is important. If you do not, you will get not very well.
But yes, due to my working in 6 hours, this is indeed where we will be leaving the campaign off for now. In the next session, whenever that is, if it is, we will be returning to the real world at some point and fighting the big bad eventually.
Yeah.
Or we will stay in the time chamber for a little longer and see what else it has to offer. But in the meantime, I hope you have enjoyed this campaign so far. I hope you are looking forward to coming back. But in the meantime, I've been Jack from Gaming Ken. I've been joined by the Brute Squad. And remember, there's always room for you here at Gaming Ken if you want to be our friend, as I say far too often. In these trying times, I'll say it this once for you. Stay safe out there.
No sex with Barney Bananas.
Not even that, Jake.
Wow. That's debatable.
Where's the button? I was looking for the end stream button, like, but I don't have one. So bye.
The stream has ended.